This morning on DC News Now, we are off to a cold start out there, especially back out towards I-81. Temperatures low to mid 30s out that way. Closer towards the district, we're starting off into the 40s, and later on today, we'll see those highs in low 60s. More details coming up.
Also coming up on this Monday morning, a headache for commuters. What you need to know to navigate through the new construction on the GW Parkway.
Plus a warning for business owners how a DC bagel shop says it lost nearly $1,000 from someone pretending to be a fire inspector.
And severe weather making its way to the DMV. A tornado touchdown in Maryland on Saturday.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, your time right now is 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. We're going to start you off with a live look outside this morning after, ooh, look at that, Jackie. That is so pretty. I was going to say, you're going to want to grab the jacket, but you probably want to grab it now and go out and take a look at this.
Yeah, looking at that sunrise. We're getting closer and closer towards that within the next 20 minutes or so. But yes, and we are off to a colder start out there this morning, especially back out towards I-81, where we're starting off low to mid 30s at this hour. We're right into the mid 30s in Hagerstown, 32 in Martinsburg. We're upper 20s, even back out towards Cumberland. So pretty much a cold start out that way. Closer towards the district, still on the chillier side. We're into the upper 40s though in DC, and we're into the 40s to right about 50 as we head across southeasternmost parts of Maryland, where we are starting off with a few of those sprinkles out there. So a little bit of that shower activity across, say, down towards Calvert and St. Mary's County across southeastern Maryland. Those will eventually fade away within the next couple of hours. A freeze warning though is in effect until 9 a.m. this morning, back out towards extreme westernmost parts of Virginia. Also includes parts of West Virginia and even into western Maryland. Now that same area tonight, a freeze watch is in effect, and that goes until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and that is likely where we'll also start off with temperatures at or below the freezing mark yet again. In terms of high temperatures today, we're talking about upper 50s, especially off towards the four-state region, back out towards the mountains, closer towards DC. We're talking about low to mid 60s this afternoon. Still into low 60s tomorrow, and then we see a slight warm up by Wednesday. More details on that coming up. Shanika is here with the all-important look at the roadways. How's traffic?
All right, well, you're starting your early Monday morning off with some issues out there. Well, the good news is they did clear up this work zone along the Interloop stretch, and this is right near Georgetown Pike in McLean. Now, you did see some red there, but now you are all open and you're looking good on the Interloop stretch. Earlier, again, they were taking two left lanes, so you were really heavy on your brakes. But right now, again, looking at your overall picture here, top side is starting to slow down through Silver Spring on the outer loop stretch, but the rest is looking good.
Thank you, Shanika. Your time right now is 6:02 on this Monday. The George Washington Parkway, known for traffic headaches, but things are about to get even worse. Our Joseph Omo live along the parkway this morning. So, Joseph, this is going to cause some major issues to anyone who uses this roadway.
Anybody, commuters, tourists, anybody who hops in a car and takes the GW Parkway northbound or southbound, we are all used to the congested GW Parkway. It's only going to get worse because this issue, this construction that are causing these delays and causing this congestion isn't going to wrap up until December of 2025. So buckle up and get ready for a lot of traffic, more than usual on the GW Parkway. So what's happening? What is causing all this? We'll take a look. It doesn't take all but one drive on the GW Parkway to know that the roads need some work here, guys. There are potholes. There are lots of patches, lots of uneven areas. It does not make for a pleasant drive. Construction crews, they're going to be breathing new life into the roadway over the next couple of years. We're talking new asphalt, new roadside barriers, new walls, everything you would expect with a new road. But in order to do all of that, they have to shut down a considerable amount of the parkway. So here's where these graphics come into play. Take a look. The GW Parkway is normally two separate roadways, 2 lanes northbound, some trees in the middle, and then 2 lanes southbound. But as you'll see there, that's changing. During the morning and evening rush hour, it'll be shrunk down to 3 lanes instead of the normal 4. And then for the rest of the day, just 2 lanes. So again, get ready for a traffic backup. It is 6 o'clock this morning. I'm looking at cars headed into Washington, D.C. I'm slowly starting to see more brake lights, not bumper to bumper traffic, but I can guarantee you as the morning progresses, guys, it's going to get really bad out here. There are 26 million drivers on the GW Parkway every year. Your best bet, check Google Maps or Apple Maps before you go, or take the Metro if you can, because it's going to be a pretty miserable commute for the next couple of years. Guys, back to you.
All right, your time right now is 6:04 on a Monday.
Here's a look at your Know and Go headlines on this Monday morning. D.C. police are stepping up patrols in Columbia Heights. This after 2 shootings left 8 people injured, including a 12-year-old girl. Now, authorities say all victims are expected to be okay.
D.C. bagel shop owner is warning others this morning after he says someone pretended to be a fire protection inspector and got away with nearly $1,000 from him. Security cameras show the man inside of Pearl's Bagels dressed in black. The owner says the suspect went to check on the fire suppression equipment, claiming to work for a company called Metro Fire Prevention. According to authorities, that company does not exist.
And Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin hit a huge milestone, completing his last chemotherapy treatment for lymphoma. Now, Raskin says his doctors believe the treatment, quote, extinguished the cancer cells.
I'm angry, upset.
It's devastating. It shows me that our work is far from done.
All right, well, we are hearing from local leaders on the 2 shootings in Congress Heights this past weekend. Now, D.C. police say that it will increase its presence around the neighborhoods. Now, officials say 8 people were shot in 2 shootings on Friday night. A 12-year-old girl was one of the victims. They believe these 2 incidents are connected. Police say all of the victims are expected to recover. The Advisory Neighborhood Commission for the area of District 8 is weighing in on the shootings. He's calling for an end to violence that has not only rocked this neighborhood, but all of D.C.
We've had excessive violence, in this community for a while, but no matter how many times it happens, it's still heart-wrenching to see.
Now, we also had a chance to speak with neighbors. They say they hope the increased police presence will make the neighborhood safer. And police are saying they are now looking for a black sedan they believe the suspects used in that shooting. Anyone with any information is asked to call Metro Police.
Time right now is 6:06 on this Monday morning. A Montgomery County Public School security guard is facing some charges after police say he showed a 13-year-old boy pornography in school. Now, according to officials, detectives learned while in a classroom last November, the teen boy asked 36-year-old Varvey Daughtry if he had any other jobs. Investigators say Daughtry then told the student he worked at a D.C. nightclub and showed him pictures of naked women on his phone. Parents are calling for more action from the district.
I'm not sure how things like this keep flying under the radar with MCPS. It's scary as a parent, because I do have, a freshman in high school. But at this point, nothing surprises me.
Daughtry is being held without bond. He is facing multiple charges, including sexual abuse of a minor.
Your time right now is coming up on 6:07 this morning. A D.C. bagel shop owner is warning others after he says he was scammed by someone pretending to be a fire protection inspector. This happened Saturday near Mount Vernon Square. Security cameras caught the man dressed in black at Pearl's Bagels. The owner says the man talked to the manager who was on duty, then went to check on the fire suppression equipment. The owner says the man said he worked for a company called Metro Fire Prevention. In the end, he was paid about $1,000.
He spoke the jargon in a believable way that he seemed like he was really with the company we do contract with.
Now the owner says his staff will be better prepared next time someone claims to be from a company that wants to be paid. Pearl's Bagel may not be the first business to fall victim to this. Reports date back to 2017 and stretch across 6 states. Police in those jurisdictions say the suspect in many of those cases looks similar to the man who was at Pearl's Bagels. All involved a company called Metro Fire Prevention or Protection. All right, well, 2 top prosecutors in the DMV are pleading for a recall of used Hyundai and Kia models.
Yeah, both vehicles have become targets for car thieves. Now, according to city officials, carjackings in D.C. were up 300% in the past week compared to that same time frame last year. So far, there have been nearly 150 carjackings this year, and that's about a 20% increase compared to last year. And according to Prince George's County Police this year, there have been over 2,500 stolen vehicles in the county.
Prosecutors are saying that certain used Kia and Hyundais lack anti-theft engine immobilizers. Both D.C. and Maryland attorney generals say they want these cars recalled. They sent a letter to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration requesting recalls for those cars made between 2011 and 2022. Our consumer reporter Ben Dennis spoke to a member of the D.C. Attorney General's office about the letter.
This is a national issue, and it's a real public safety issue, and it's one that's also hitting hard in the district. And these vehicles are being stolen, but they're also being used in other crimes. And that's an issue that we need to address. And through this letter, as a first step, we're trying to accomplish that goal.
In a statement to DC News Now, a spokesperson for the NHTSA did not specify if they will issue a recall.
And taking a look outside at Reagan National Airport this morning, the two main runways for planes taking off are about to get a makeover. Over the next 2 years, Reagan National Airport says it will oversee a project to resurface and repair its pavement. Now, most of the work will happen overnight or early in the morning. That is when those flights will be affected. The project will last until next November.
And a Maryland congressman just hit a huge milestone, and it has nothing to do with politics. Jamie Raskin has officially undergone his last chemo treatment for lymphoma. Raskin represents parts of Montgomery County. Now, he spoke on Friday about being cancer-free during a conversation with a group called Bold Progressives.
The doctors tell me that the chemotherapy has extinguished the cancer cells, at least as far as they can tell. It's almost extinguished me in the process, but I'm hanging in there and I'm going to make it through. And so I want to thank you guys for standing by me and standing with me this whole time. And they promised me that my eyelashes and my eyebrows and my hair will come back one day soon. So fingers crossed there.
Raskin was diagnosed 4 months ago. He started wearing the bandanas when his hair started to fall out. He calls them chemo head cover fashion.